Fitness came into my life at a moment where I was looking for myself. And as everybody knows, fitness as a way to trigger creativity, to trigger something in people. That's why it's so healthy to exercise and everything. And I discovered with fitness that I always had this passion for writing. I mean, it started since my childhood actually, and I didn't know about that because I hide it so much that I forgot about it. And when I started fitness, I started to change and becoming who I am today.
Welcome to the Unlock Potential, where we dive into the journey of those who are reshaping the world of entrepreneurship. My name is Kevin Raphael. Today, I have a business partner, I have a friend, besides all of that, he is a record breaker author. I'm so proud to have tonight none other than Melissa Calixte, Coach Mel. How you doing, Melissa?
I'm really doing so well, and thank you for having me, Kevin. I'm so proud to be here with you.
Thank you, and thank you for taking um, from your precious time to do this podcast with me. So, for those who don't know about you, Melissa, do a little introduction about yourself. Who's Melissa Calixte?
Hi, my name is Mel of Melissa Calixte. People call me Mel. I'm an author. I'm a writer. Uh,
Okay.
I'm also a fitness professional. Oh, I mean, I wasn't first introduced myself as a fitness professional. I mean, in the beginning, that's how I began my career. If you want to take it like this,
Okay.
I have authored a series of record book, as you mentioned, and this really engaged my path in my career into the writer that I am today. So I write about everything, every subjects from personal development to fitness to fiction now. And this is who I am, a writer. As simple as it is.
And how did you how did that come up from being a fitness coach? Now you are a record breaker author. How how you came up from being a fitness coach into a record breaker author?
Actually, fitness came into my life at a moment where I was looking for myself. And
Okay.
as everybody knows, fitness as a way to trigger creativity, to trigger something in people. That's why it's so healthy to exercise and everything. And I discovered with fitness that I always had this passion for writing. I mean, it started since my childhood actually, and I didn't know about that because I hide it so much that I forgot about it. And when I started fitness, I started to change and becoming who I am today. And as for the record breaking author, as you know, Dr. Bak, our mentor, it started
Hmm.
with his challenge. Dr. Bak has always this ability to trigger and to help people to trigger their full potential. And he did um, gave a challenge to everyone. And he says that to the first one who will break my record of 9 books in 12 months. I would love to know that. I would love to know who will be doing this. And I just took the challenge, and I was, oh, this is maybe my way of
Hmm.
trying to challenge myself into becoming the author that I want, that I always wanted to be. And this is a way for me to navigate actually um, this power inside me, and to know for myself how I can be the best. And then I accepted this challenge and I did it.
And when you say you did it, what what was the challenge? What was the record that you were trying to break? just to give an idea to people
Yes.
who are watching us or listening to us.
Actually, the record that I was trying to break was writing 9 books in 12 months. Writing and actually publishing, not only writing, but I had to publish the book as well. So it was 9 books because Dr. Bak, it was a challenge of 9 books. And in his first year of world record, he did that 9 books in 12 months. And this is what I had to do. But meanwhile, at the end of the 10th month, I was already, because the real challenge that I broke was 10 books in 11 months. So there were 1 month missing. So at the end of this, it was now asking me, okay, I only know that you beat me in my challenge. Now, how many books will you beat me? So I finished with 12 books, in 12 months.
Okay. So the record was 9 books written and published in 12 months. You already beat his record in 11 months by writing and publishing 10 books, and
10
you were
books.
able 10 books, and you were able to finish the 12 months by adding 2 other books.
2 other books, exactly.
My
This is what
God.
this is what I had to do. And what what was challenging was actually to be able to fight with myself and to really trigger who I was. It was difficult because at the beginning I was sure that I could not beat him, but I wanted to do this. But as the month passed by, there's this kind of self-doubt that was entering into my life, and I was not sure about it. But from the beginning till the end, Dr. Bak was, and helped me, and he was, taking my hands to this path for the beginning at the end. So I was not alone for this process. He was as well, assisting me on this challenge that I had with myself about my quest for identity, because every book that I wrote was difficult because I had to fight with some self-doubts. So can I really compete? And I was writing this book out of the blue, in real time. So the challenge I was facing was real. Everything that I shared in that book was real. So while I was explaining to people what I was going through, it was in real time. That's
Wow. Speaking for experience, I have a background in science. I did a bachelor in biochemistry. I did also a master in veterinary science. So writing a report whenever we were doing an experiment was difficult for me. So imagine, I can only imagine what you had to go through when you were writing a book. And not only you write a book, you wrote 12 books and published 12 books in 12 months. That's an exercise that I did with Bak, because Bak, as you said earlier, Melissa is also my mentor, and just to write a book is
it's
difficult. So,
challenging. Mm-hmm.
oh my God, challenging. Challenging is the word. And how were you able to, when you say you were having self-doubts on every book that you were writing, how were you able to go through those self doubts, one book after the other? Have you figured out a way for you to be able to go through those self doubts? Obviously, you
This
did,
is
but
this is where Dr. Bak come in. I mean, he was there to support me, and he was there to help me see the things that I couldn't see, and how to navigate my quest for identity correctly in order to write these books. So he was mentoring me all the way through. So I wasn't alone. That's why I said I wasn't alone. It was challenging because I was facing my greatest opponent, which was myself. And he was there to tell me, okay, you act like that because of this reason, and it was really, really, it was really a great help through this. So I don't think that I would have been able to do this without him. That's why. And how I was able to really navigate as much is because I was constantly analyzing myself to know what is blocking me from writing what I want to write, and how I could deliver this knowledge to people and to help them face the same thing. So it was really a kind of psychological, like as I can say, I mean, personal development first for myself, and self-help. This is really the term self-help really, really matters here. So what I do in these books is just that I transfer my knowledge about myself to people. So if they face similarities, they can go through it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How were you able to manage? Were you able to continue being a fitness coach while you were writing, or you took a break? How were you able to manage those two elements?
Actually, fitness is a part of me. Fitness to me is like breathing. So yes, I was able to help people through to fitness as at the same time, because it's difficult to explain because it's so much inside of me that I don't even see how it could be a problem. Fitness has I've always been one of my passion as well. So it's easy for me to bounce with both of passions. And for that matter, the first book of the challenge was Back on Track, was a fitness book, because I wanted I wanted to deliver my expertise and to show who I am today. So that's it.
Well, no, that's a good way to start. Start from something that you're passionate and you love, and like you said, it's part of you, and that's the best way to start a challenge like that. To start from where you are, from what you know, from what you love, and from that point, you gain confidence because you were able to finish the first book, and you moved on to the next challenge, the next book, and one after the other. That's a pretty good good way to start.
And actually, I was surprised of myself because I wrote this book in three weeks, exactly 3 weeks.
The first one?
But the first one, yes, Back on Track.
Okay.
It's like I was ready, without knowing it. I was ready to deliver my knowledge. And one day, Jonas, Jonas, coach told me, I thank him. I said, thank you, because he told me about that book so many years ago. He told me, you should write a book about your expertise. You should write a book. And I never really listened. And then when I finished this book, I thanked him, and I said, thank you, because you were right. I should have wrote this book. I should have written this book a long time ago. And he said, you always had this book in you. And then I understand that this is the reason why it took me a few weeks to write it, because I think that I always had. He's right. I always had this book in me. So that was so easy, but not easy. But I mean, wow.
It took 3 weeks. Well, it might sound easy, but it took 3 weeks. But also, it took the 3 weeks element puts the fact on that it was easy to create the book in 3 weeks, but also it took 3 weeks as well to put it together. And
yes,
it was your first book.
So it wasn't that easy finally.
Uh, all right. What was the most important moment that significantly impacted your career?
I think that the most important moment was really the time Dr. Bak really, I mean, throw that challenge to us. I will always remember that because I was so eager to start. I was so happy because I knew that I wanted this. I knew that I wanted to try and to and I wouldn't have forgive myself forgive me if I wouldn't have done it. So this is this is the most important point of my life that I will always remember. These books, the challenge, and when he said, "So good luck," and I am eager to know who will beat me. I will always remember that. This is the reason why, as a reminder, he told me to write it on the cover on each and every one of my book and in each book, and he even gave me a letter. A little letter inside to remind myself what I've achieved. So that's good.
And what was the what is that thing that you're writing in every book that you're talking about?
About the record breaking author, for example,
Huh.
2023. Just not just because just just to create this, just to like how can I say that? To isolate this series of book and as a reminder of what I have achieved to so I do not forget about because I have a tendency sometimes to forget what I've achieved, and I think it's an important thing to never forget that because it's huge.
It is. It is huge. It is huge. What was your experience like working up the I was about to say working with the guidance of Dr. Bak, but you are still doing it. So how is it being uh being under the guidance, the mentorship of Dr. Bak?
Oh, so it's a great thing. And Dr. Bak is somebody who is upfront and is going to tell you the truth. So you got to be ready to know the truth, to listen to what he says and to listen to the truth. So if you're somebody who is you don't accept when people tell you, well, some truth about yourself, you're not going to be really happy, like I would say. But I'm used to him, and I love this profound, honesty in him. That's what makes him a great man because he's really, really straight to the point, and in order to help you to bring the best of you. So working with Dr. Bak transformed me into what I am today.
Yeah, you're right when you say that, Melissa, because Dr. Bak, Dr. Bak is a cool guy, and
Yeah.
he loves to have fun too. So it's not like he's always serious and has a mean face. Dr. Bak is cool. He likes to have fun, but he has a special way of being cool and having fun with you, and the way that he
And being
structures
serious.
the way he structures the conversation that he has with you. He has a plan, and
Yes.
and when 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 you say something about whichever what you're talking about, like you were saying, you were talking about a challenge. I had the same talk multiple times with Bak on what I want to do, and we were talking and all of that, and I said, well, I want to be able to create inspiration, a lot of inspiration content online because there's a lot of content that people do a lot of crazy stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
but but I want to create content that's useful for people from the Bible. And he told me, really? We were talking just exchanging like that. And he told me, you serious? That's what you want to do? Yes. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. And well, we'll go that way. So that that that's what I understood from what you say, from what you were
Mm-hmm.
saying, is that as you are talking, you're exchanging, you're just talking like that. But he he uh he saves everything that you say, and he brings you to
Yes.
one direction until
He wants to
he
make sure
asks,
that you really want that.
yeah, and
And then you
he
start
asks,
into that. Do you really want
and
that?
at some point you're stuck in a corner, and back asks you, "Are you sure that's what you want to do?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not sure. You're like you're questioning your own self. Like we are really want that. Okay. It's just to challenge you to know if that is really what you want, because it's somebody who will help you no matter what. So you just want to make sure that you're going into the right path.
Yeah, yeah, and what you were saying on being not on being open to criticism, because he's when he's honest with you, is constructive criticism. So
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna say bad things about you just to make you
Exactly.
feel bad, because he's gonna say this is what you want to do and this is what you're doing. That doesn't match. Okay, he's honest
Exactly.
with you on because it brings you back on what you want to do and what your actions. If it matches, good. If it doesn't match, it's going to tell you right away. So, which is
It's
good because
exactly.
it saves you time. It saves his time, but your time as well. Because at the end of the day, you want to do something, but you're not going in the right direction, not doing it the right way. So, what's the point of having Dr. Bak as a mentor if he's not going to be honest with you when that what you're doing doesn't make sense? So, but
Exactly, exactly. And that this is why you want to try to work with a mentor. You want people
yeah,
who say the truth to you, to you. So,
yeah,
and this is why I told you that writing these books were difficult, because I was facing myself, and it was
hmm,
my mirror. So this is why it was so hard, because I knew it was right, but try to know that, try to see how. I mean, imagine you know it's right, and you don't have a choice to face your great opponent, your greatest opponent, yourself, and
hmm,
you don't have a choice to face that person, if you in order to write the other book and the other book and the other book, because you will stay blocked somewhere. So
hmm,
it's this is why I'm telling you, this is real-time self-development, because you're facing your truth, not
yeah,
his, yours.
yes. Well, I'm we almost at the end, Melissa. I'm gonna ask you one last question. Um, how does your passion for writing and fitness influence each other? How does your writing influence your fitness? How your fitness influence your writing? Is there a relation? Is there a way where they cross paths?
This is a really good question, because I was asking my own self. I was asking questions to my own self with that, because I love both, and there were times where I was asking myself if I should choose between both of them, and this really blocked me from a certain time, because I didn't know. So I stopped a little bit of fitness to write, but something was missing. A part of me was missing. And I was like, okay, how could I put together those two passions in order to not stop, and in order to be my whole self?
Mhm.
And it's okay. I will always be Coach Mel, but at the same time, I'm a new person. I'm not really Coach Mel anymore. I'm Melissa Calixte. That's it. And it's not that I put aside fitness. It's just that now my passion I've expanded into somebody new, the
Mm-hmm.
writer in me. But I still want to navigate into fitness. I still want to be better at fitness. I still want to be this great person that could help people because fitness is huge and there's so many things to do with it. So I
Mm-hmm.
decided to jumelate, to put them together and to write more about fitness. So I would be this writing fitness coach, that writer who will write about fitness and will deliver my messages to people through writing. So this is how I put together these two passions. So I wrote a book after that, which is called Youth Fitness, that help, I mean, youngsters, people. Well, it will help people. It actually help people work with children to better bring them into exercise and healthy living. So I decided to be the fitness writer in order to, as well as in any other type of writing like fiction. But at least if I write about fitness, I still can be this person who delivers insights about exercise. So this is why I put together these two passions. So fitness is important in my life because this is what triggered my creativity. This is why I will never stop exercising. I will never stop bringing new things. I will never stop helping people in fitness because this what triggers everything, the person I am today. So fitness is the point number one, and then in writing.
Okay. Okay. I know I said that will be the last question, but what you just said, I have to ask you another question. Was that
Yes.
book the book about adults helping youngsters to be more healthy? Was it your second book, or did it come?
Yes.
Did it come? It came, oh, it was the second. Okay.
Actually, was it the second book? No, it was the third book into that. Something I don't
Okay.
really remember the numbers because I don't remember, but I think it was. I'm counting like, oh, was it really? I think it was the third book, but
Okay.
it was an extension to Back on Track. It was an extension because I'm as well. I don't only train adults. I also train. I mean, young people. I mean, adolescents and also children. So I'm
Okay.
also a youth fitness coach. As a certification, I got this certification, so I know how to help them. But
Okay.
you know, I I didn't know how to to be able to reach these children because if I wanted to reach the children directly, I would have written a book, a little book, sample book for children. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to reach that market. So I decided to write a book to the adults who are working with children. So I think that my message would have been delivered the best way at that time. So I did okay. Now you don't reach children. They are not the one who will buy the books.
True.
Reach adults. Reach adults who work with children. I mean, the teachers, educators,
Mm-hmm.
and parents. I mean, people who are with children all the time and talk to them and tell them how they can help their children.
Mm.
That I decided to create youth fitness, the fundamental of youth fitness. This is the title of the book.
Good. Good. Good.
This is how I was able to put fitness and writing together.
Good. Good. Well, Mel, there's no way that this is only going to be the only podcast because I had so many more questions to ask you, and I had more questions in the beginning, and as we were talking, more questions came. But I want to
Oh,
first of
I there's no problem if you have any more questions. I have time. So don't be shy.
no, it's not a question of being shiny. It's a time issue. I have to stop the
Oh,
podcast now. But there'll be a sec. There will be a part two. That's for sure. Just like even just with Jonas, like I told you, we were talking, talking. I realized, hey, we've been talking for an hour, and we still have more questions, and more things to talk about. So for sure there's going to be a part two, Melissa. Thank you
Of
again.
course. I would love it. I would love
For
it.
sure, for sure. Thank you again for taking some of your precious time today, Melissa. And for
My
those who
pleasure.
don't know how to reach you, how people can reach you, because I forgot to I'm gonna give you the floor. What kind of services do you provide? Since you are a record-breaking author, what services do you provide?
I help people with their book, with publishing,
Hmm?
editing, publishing. Well, actually, precisely self-publishing. People want to
Okay.
self-publish. I mean, not traditional. They want to be free to deliver their book to the world. So I'm here to edit the books. I'm here to format the book, and as well to publish. And as an assistant, I will publish the book with them. And I also offer ghost writing to people who do not really like. Not everybody loves to write, so
Mhm.
I'll also serve people into writing for them and just just share what I can with them. So I offer that services to anyone who would love to be an author. So this is I decided to really share my passion with people and serve them.
And believe me, coming from someone who wrote 12 books in 12 months, um, I think that she knows a thing or two about writing a book and
I
publishing a
sh-
book and editing a book.
I surely know about self-publishing. That I know because after one after another, you totally know how to do it now. But by the third book, I think you could know about writing. I'm becoming better and better and better by the time. I mean, nobody's perfect,
No.
but I know. But I am becoming better and better at the time. The more I write, the better I become, and I totally am able to help people through that, and also to even coach them into writing their first book. That I do as well.
Good, good. And for those who are looking for help for self written book, where can they reach you, Melissa?
Oh, I'm all over social media. I mean, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn by Melissa Calixte and Calixte, Calixte. They
Mhm.
also can go into my website, www.sign.mail.com. But
Good.
Melissa Calix, author, Instagram, Melissa Calix, and LinkedIn, they will be able to see me. I'm also on TikTok. I'm everywhere.
Good,
It's
good,
easy.
good. So there's no way people can say they can't find you. You're everywhere.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
thank you again, Melissa. I really appreciate the fact that you took some time to 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 share with us about your journey into your record-breaking uh, uh, challenge that you went through, and can't wait to see what else is coming into your life, Vincent.
Oh, yes, I can wait to share with you as well. And thank you for having me. And yes, I'm waiting for the next podcast with you. Thank you so much. It was a
Thank,
pleasure.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning today into the Unlock Potential Show. Join us next time as we uncover more stories of innovations and success. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, press the subscribe button, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next episode. If you have any comments regarding what we talked today, don't be afraid to write them below. And remember, every big journey begins with a small step. Let's take that first step together here at Unlock Potential. See you on the next episode, everyone. Goodbye. Brought to you by Wonder Studio and produced by Kevin Raphael.